So Jack Krauser played a pretty significant role in Resident Evil 4, specifically during the island section, as he was the one that kidnapped Ashley and acted as somewhat of a secondary antagonist, with a pretty cool boss fight to go along with him. With the Resident Evil 4 remake potentially being announced very soon, in this video I will be giving a recap of his involvement in Resident Evil 4, then going over how Capcom can improve Krausers' role in the Resident Evil 4 remake. Now before we start, if you are new here and end up enjoying the video, then make sure to subscribe for more Resident Evil content like this. With that out of the way, let's get right into the video. So at some point in 2002, before the incident in Resident Evil 4, Krauser faked his death in an accident and sought out Wesker to gain power he much desired so much after the incident in South America. Krauser was sent by Wesker to the Granados Island to infiltrate the cult group Los Illuminados and steal a dominant species Plaga. Although Sadler did not trust him, he nevertheless gave Krauser a sample of the dominant species Plaga. The Los Illuminados hired Krauser to kidnap the president's daughter, Ashley Graham. He was successful in kidnapping her, and he would later become so infused with the power of the Plaga that he took the dominant species Plaga sample he received from Sadler into his own body. The Plaga granted him greater physical ability well beyond that of an average human, as well as the ability to transform his arm into a large blade-like appendage that was durable enough to withstand even a direct hit from a rocket projectile. And because it was a dominant species Plaga, Krauser retained his intelligence and free will. Despite Krauser's success in kidnapping Ashley, Sadler still did not trust him, thus forcing him to call in Ada Wong as a result. However, Krauser also believed Ada to be untrustworthy as well, convinced that she would betray Wesker. He later warned her that he would kill her if she did. Wesker ordered Krauser to hunt down and assassinate Leon, but failed due to Ada Wong's intervention, thus increasing his suspicions about her. During his fight with Leon, he also briefly let slip out about him being affiliated with Umbrella. Hours later, he confronted Leon again in a large ruins area, and a huge fight broke out between the two. As the fight was taking place, Krauser revealed his motives for restoring Umbrella, to restore order and balance to the world. Leon eventually managed to defeat Krauser, which resulted in his chest exploding. From here, Leon and Ada met near the prison to discuss their plans. Afterwards, Ada proceeded to the rooftops where she met Krauser, who had managed to survive. Although powerful, he was severely weakened from his previous encounter with Leon, allowing Ada to gain the upper hand easily. Krauser was finally killed once and for all, ending his story in Resident Evil 4. So now I will be discussing some ways his role could possibly be expanded upon in the Resident Evil 4 remake. So the first thing I want to talk about is the leak we got in regards to Jack Krauser. The leak stated that Krauser has been reworked in terms of character and design completely. We also had two leaks that stated Sadler is going to be more of a scientist and he will not be the final boss in the remake. Now I have heard a few people in my comments before bringing up Krauser being the main antagonist of the remake and Sadler being the secondary one, as these leaks are kind of suggesting that. I don't know if this would be the best idea or not, but it would definitely make the game very different from the original, which is definitely what the remake is gonna need. With Sadler possibly being more of a scientist, maybe he will be the one creating new and disturbing enemies with the Plaga parasite for Krauser to control. Maybe Sadler could even conduct some experiments on Krauser himself to turn him into a large mutation with the Plaga. It would make for a pretty sick boss fight. The next thing I would like to see for Krauser is more explanation of his backstory. They really didn't go into much detail about his role in the Resident Evil series and his past mission he went on with Leon. And this is kind of an issue because there have been many new fans that have just started to get into the Resident Evil series with the release of Resident Evil 2 and 3 Remake and Resident Evil Village. So with that said, many people will have no idea who he is if they don't reveal his backstory with Leon, and that is why it needs to be addressed. They don't have to go too in depth, but instead maybe give a few flashbacks and a little bit more dialogue in the knife battle with Krauser, which leads me to my next point. I would like to see the knife battle with Krauser reworked. I do believe that it had the opportunity to be an amazing boss fight between the two, but instead it was just sadly reduced to a QuickTime event. Sure, his initial entrance could be a QuickTime event and then go into a cutscene, but from there I would like to see the start of a boss fight. And when you do enough damage to him, that's when the QuickTime event cutscene would continue where Krauser is about to kill Leon and then Ada would proceed to save you. Now the next thing I would like to see is an extra game mode where you play Krauser's scenario in the story. Ever since playing Resident Evil 4, I thought that Luis, Sarah, and Krauser deserved a mini story section, because not only is it more content, but it gives us a better look on their perspectives during the game. They could show him teaming up with Wesker and going to the Ganado Island to infiltrate the cult group Los Illuminados and attempt to steal a dominant species Plaga. From here it could show how he teamed up with Sadler and go on to continue the rest of his story in the main scenario. And there you have it. These are just a few ways Capcom can improve Krausers' role in the Resident Evil 4 remake. Make sure to let me know your own ideas for Krauser in the comments down below. Thanks for watching. I really hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Peace.